okie dokie. This is a very quick and kind of easy. It's like easy, but it might take a little bit getting used to, but it is very easy to get started. It's how to open a plugin in Ableton with a click of a button, which is very useful and very fast. So right here, I have compressor. So we want to open up a compressor. The name of it is the ID. Sorry, the ID of it is compressor. The button type is a button. I've changed it to tap mode. So when you tap it, it only sends one value, the velocity on. Oops. Oh, what have I done? So then the other thing as well is I've set the value for the on button as 1. That's because I've selected note, so the address is note. If you were to do control, which is the CC value, it might be best to do 127. Let's just leave it at that. The MIDI is to whatever MIDI port you have set up in the loop MIDI, loop MIDI, which I have here. I have 4, and I've got key as the one that I want to send to. MIDI key to key. The MIDI device here is the key. So I'm sending this MIDI signal to MIDI key to key, which is then going to translate it into a keystroke. Now, with the first part of the tutorial, I said how to set it up. So when you are downloading, MIDI key to key and send key. Send key is very important. So when we define this is what we want to do. We want to press Control F. We'll label this plugin compressor. Compressor. Great. So let's see what happens when we just leave it at that. So we've just saved it. So that means when I sorry, I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay, unpause. So I've got my iPad here so I can press the button. So when I'm in Ableton and I press the button, you want to look up here? Yeah, that is good to get to know, because that is Control F, the search bar. So when I press the compressor button, the keystroke is activated and the search bar is highlighted. So what we want to do is write in compressor and see it turns up at the very beginning. So how do we do this? So this is where send key comes in. So you've got MIDI key to key, but now we've got send key. So I've got all these plugins that I've already done. So I'm just going to select the one we did, which is plugin compressor. Press edit, and then go to start program. So you can do this in one action if you want. Press active, the 3 dots. Now you want to go into wherever you installed send key to. So I've installed send key next to MIDI key to key. You double click, then it selects that. Now the optional add-in arguments. So this is what you are telling your keyboard to write after it's initiated Control F. So I want it to write compressor. The only way I was able to make this work is for the script to like wait 0.25 seconds. So the way to do that is /P250. That means wait 0.25 seconds. If I wanted to wait 2 seconds, it would be 2000. If I want 0.25 seconds, is the lowest amount I could go, so it could do the next command, which is enter. So you want curly bracket, enter, curly bracket, enter. All right, save. So this is what it's technically doing. It's pressing Command F. It's going to write compressor. Then it's going to wait 0.25 seconds. Then it's going to press enter. Then it's going to press enter again. And then it's going to load it. So let's see if that actually happens. There we go. I don't know if you saw that. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Whoa. Bring that down. Alright, so I'm going to press compressor. And there we go. We've opened up another compressor. That is exactly how to do it. So that is the Ableton plugins, but what happens if you want to use something like I've got a how do I, just a random plugin like a UED one. UED, let's go 1176. So there's a lot of them, and sometimes it can get a bit confusing. There's a good example of this, and here we go, granulator. So I want to open up granulator, but if I go enter, then it's going to do that, which is not what I want at all. So there's a way around it. So let's make a new button. I've just copied and pasted that one. Let's call it granulator. Let's do the MIDI input as channel 1 and 41. So now when I press this, it's going to show a new value. I can double click it. Control F to find. Call it plugin granulator. Start program. Find send key. Write in granulator. The best way to do this is write granulator.amxt. Then it gets rid of everything else. But see how it's got input still? So if we do double enter, it's going to do input rather than the actual granulator. So in MIDI key to key, AMXD. Then you want to write in enter. Oh, sorry. You want to do the P250. Enter. Then down. Then enter. Make sure you don't forget the curly brackets. And let's see. So that's obviously going to tell it to press enter, down, then enter again. Let's see if it does it. So I'm gonna save so it appears on my iPad. Granulator. And ta-da! You have granulator loading. My Ableton is slow, maybe. Okay, great. So with plugins, what you want to do is, let's say, I want to try and find a good example, but I just can't think of one. Let's do 1176. So say I don't want those, I want the Rev A, but I don't want the first one. One thing you can do is write VST afterwards and it gets rid of everything else. So to write this, let's copy and paste. Let's call this 1176. I can't be bothered writing the whole thing. 42. Save. Then press that once. Get the value. Control F. Plugin 1176. Actually, what I started doing eventually is writing the category of plugin it was in, because it would have been really confusing if every plugin was named plugin. So anyway, open up the program, send key, write the argument. So what we want to write is just beyond here. 1176. To write space, you actually need to do a curly bracket space. And It's a bit, ooh, phone's going off. So, space, 1176 rev, curly bracket right in space, A, curly bracket right in space, VST, that backward slash, P, space 250, then right in enter, enter. Let's see what happens. So if I press 176, oops, press it here. There we go, easy. So that is the quick tutorial on plugins, and yeah, how you can set this up. I think I've done a tutorial on it of like setting up so it's like a menu, so you can just select the plugins really easily. But yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully that was helpful, and catch you up.